What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video. I've wanted to do it for a while. It's going to be basically on deleting your diesel truck. It's going to be pros and cons. It's going to be common misconceptions. I'm going to answer a few questions I've gotten about deleting your truck. Some people don't even know what it is. So this video is going to kind of go over everything. I'm going to do my best to cover everything. I'm pretty experienced in this line of work, but with that said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. I don't claim to be 100% accurate, but I will do my best to inform you, try to share some of the knowledge I got up here with you guys. Just a couple things before we get into this video. As always, please like and subscribe. That helps the channel out more than you guys even know. If you got any questions after this video, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram at @DarkIronDiesel or just comment down below. I try to reply to every comment and I'm pretty good at it. Also, for those of you who were wanting merchandise, I did make a website this week. It is darkirondiesel.com or .ca. Both will get you there. All prices are in Canadian dollars. So for you Americans, that's going to be great. When you go to checkout, it's going to be less money than it says. I'm just shipping to Canada and the USA right now. Don't have hoodies in stock right now, but they should be in stock by the end of October here. And yeah, there's t-shirts, hats, decals, sunglasses, cheap sunglasses, stuff like that. So like and subscribe, buy some merch. That'd be so good to help the channel, show your support. But let's get at her. Let's start talking about deletes. So before we talk about deletes, we're going to talk about what an emission system is. Basically, it's a system designed to reduce harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. There's two components to it. First one is going to be your DPF filter, your exhaust, factory exhaust. It's going to collect all the soot and NOx stuff like that, gases, and it's going to pile it up in a filter and just not let it leave the exhaust pipe. The second is your EGR system on your engine. That's called exhaust gas recirculation. What that does is it puts some of your exhaust gas back into your intake system, which goes into your cylinders, which reduce the temperature in your cylinders. It doesn't burn as much, which reduces hydrocarbons and NOx gases. Not 100% how it all works, but you can look it up. Here we have an LML Duramax factory exhaust system. So exhaust goes in here, then from there it goes through your DPF. That's your cat, that's your DPF, and then it goes out to your tailpipe. So just kind of showing you visually what it does. Here's my finger, put it in here, it's black. Now if we go to the tailpipe, we'll use my other finger, rub it in there, it's clean. So that's kind of what this does, is it collects all that crap and it doesn't let it go into the atmosphere. Now you also have diesel exhaust fluid. What diesel exhaust fluid is it actually is a fluid that injects into your factory exhaust when it's doing a burn. It heats up and it burns with that DEF fluid, and the burning cleans out all the stuff that your DPF filter has collected. It burns it all out just to kind of keep it clean so that your fuel mileage doesn't completely shit the bed. So then, if that's your emission system, then what is a delete? Well, a delete is basically just getting rid of all that stuff and running without it. Just like if you had a truck from 2005, didn't have any of that stuff on it, that's what doing a delete is. So there's 3 steps to a delete. First step is you have to have a tune. You have to program the truck to run without the emission system. If you don't have a tune and you just think you're going to rip that stuff off of your truck, well, you're going to go into limp mode and your truck's just not going to run. It's just going to say, go to the dealership, something is wrong with me. So first thing is a tune. Second thing, as soon as you tune it, you got to get rid of your factory exhaust system, because without the computer telling your truck to go into regen or to do the DPF burns, it's going to plug up and you're going to have a huge restriction in your exhaust and you're going to cause some serious engine damage to your truck. The third thing is your EGR system. So your EGR system actually gets deactivated with the tune. So a lot of guys just leave it on the truck because, especially on Duramaxes, it is not fun to take off. It can be expensive and it's just a pain in the ass. So you can leave your EGR system on the truck and just unplug it. And with it being deactivated, as long as your EGR valve, which is what limits how much exhaust goes back into your engine, as long as your EGR valve is functioning properly, it will remain closed once you tune it, theoretically not letting any exhaust gas back into your engine. This is actually an EGR valve off of a 6.7 Cummins. This is how it sits on the engine. So the exhaust gas it sits on the intake, so the intake is underneath it. the exhaust comes in right here, and then underneath, this is actually, if you can kind of see in there, I don't know, it's going to be hard, but there's a valve that kind of slides back and forth on it, and that's when the valve opens up, it lets the exhaust go down into your intake and then into your engine. So like I said, when you do the tune, this should be deactivated and it should stay shut, theoretically not letting exhaust gas back into your engine. So now that we know what emission systems are and we know what a delete is, let's talk about should you do it, yes or no, and why, I guess. So some reasons why I would say yes, you should. Now remember, first of all, okay, you know what, let's talk about why you shouldn't do this first actually. First of all, this is illegal. In most places, this is illegal to do. If you do a delete, it's only supposed to be for, you know, off-road use only, like if you're building a drag truck. So that's a huge thing, reason why you shouldn't delete your truck, is because it's illegal. That is probably the main reason why you shouldn't. Okay, second reason, voids your warranty. Can't forget about that. So when you delete your truck, you remove that stuff that it was designed to run with and you reprogram the ECM, well, now your warranty is gone. It's out the door. I have heard of a few small town dealerships that still say they will warranty it, but if they do say that to you, I would really recommend that you get it in writing or in an email or something, because they're not called a dealership for no reason and they will always try to screw you over. So those are two really big reasons why you should not delete your truck. Now, if we talk on the flip side, why you should, well, the number one reason I'm going to say why you should delete your truck is strictly reliability. Basically, every single current diesel truck that I see or hear about that has engine issues, probably about over 90% is all related to the emission system. So why trucks are at the dealership, why they're in limp mode, just all that is emission system. There are so many components on that emission system, and it's just, they don't work 100% yet, especially up here in Canada where it gets minus 40 degrees in the winter time. Like, that stuff is not designed to run here. So that's the biggest reason, is reliability. You don't want to get stranded or stuck in limp mode, especially if you're out working away from home or you're on a family road trip or something like that. You don't want to get stranded and be stuck at the dealer. Another thing that I know too is, you know, guys that have their truck in for warranty work because of the emission system, and the parts are back ordered because they fail so often. So now their truck is down for 2+ weeks waiting for parts to get their truck running again, and the dealership's not giving a loaner vehicle or nothing like that, so they just don't have a vehicle. They spend $100 grand on a truck and then they have nothing to drive because it's at the dealership waiting for parts. So like I said, reliability is the number one reason, in my opinion, to delete a truck. The second reason I would say to delete your truck is if you want it to sound like a diesel truck, you want it to have that whistle, that growl, all that stuff. The only way to do it is to delete it. I know some companies offer DPF back exhausts, but that's going to do absolutely nothing, and don't waste your money on it, just because current diesel trucks, they don't come with mufflers anymore anyways, because the Cadillac converter and the DPF system, all that, it quiets the exhaust down enough that they don't have to put mufflers on the truck. So if you just get a DPF back exhaust, you're wasting your money. It's already a straight pipe back from the DPF, so it's not going to sound any different. So that's another reason, is if you want your truck to sound different, you have to delete it. So a third reason that guys say all the time is fuel mileage increase when you delete your truck. I want to talk a little bit about that, because that is kind of a misconception. It's kind of true, kind of not. Basically, if you have a truck that has a DPF filter but it's pre-DEF fluid, so it is it's before they came out with DEF fluid, you just have a DPF filter and the only way to regen is just by driving on the highway, then yes, you're going to get a significant fuel mileage increase when you delete it. Just because as time goes on, that filter, your DPF is just going to get more plugged and plugged and plugged, restricting the airflow, and it's going to just get worse and worse on fuel. Now, what they did, because people were complaining about poor fuel mileage, is that's why they introduced DEF fluid. Now, DEF fluid, it gets injected into your factory exhaust, so it can burn out all that crap in your DPF to keep it clean and keep the air flowing out and keep your fuel mileage up. So current diesel engines are very fuel efficient compared to what they were when they first introduced the DPF. So will you gain Fuel mileage, yeah, you'll still gain a little bit if you delete your truck, but if it has DEF, like I said, it's not going to be a huge increase like it used to be on those pre-DEF vehicles. So keep that in mind. Another reason guys want to delete their truck is they want more power, which is this one is a misconception in my opinion, because with the EPA cracking down on tuning companies and stuff like that, it's really forced them to start making emission compliant tunes. And you can tune your truck. It will actually increase your fuel mileage a bit, probably about the same as if you deleted it if it's a DEF equipped truck. And you can get horsepower gains with leaving your emissions on. Dirty Diesel Customs, which is an awesome Canadian company, they took a 2018 Power Stroke, I believe. They got PPEI tunes. They dynoed it before, and then they left the emission system on it and they dynoed it, and then they added the 35 horsepower emission compliant tune and they dynoed it again, and they actually found that they gained 50 horsepower, and that was the only tune they tried, was just that first one, but they gained more than what was advertised on an emission compliant truck. Also, they said that it was regenning like 25% as much as what it was regenning before. So it was running better with the tune, more power and less regens. So you can get more power and be better for your truck without deleting the emission system. Then just a quick, another common misconception. People say, oh, DEF diesel exhaust fluid, that's piss. No, it's not piss. You can look it up. It kind of resembles a little bit of piss, like urea is, I guess, kind of piss, but that's only a small percentage of it. Look up the chemical compound if you want, but DEF is not piss. Just so you know, you can't piss in your DEF tank if you run low on the highway. Don't do it, you'll wreck it. So the EGR system, in my opinion, would be a reason to delete your truck, because putting all that exhaust gas back into your engine is not good for it. It's going to coat your intake with soot, which is over time, it's going to kind of, if it was this big, it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller just because the walls are coated with soot. So you're going to have a airflow restriction there. It also puts that sooty exhaust back into your cylinders, which the oils that line the oil with your pistons go up and down, and it kind of lines your cylinder walls, and your soot's going to get mixed in with your oil. So you're going to change your oil, and you're going to go check it right away after, and it's going to be black already because of your EGR. So I'm not a fan of the EGR system. That would be a reason why I would delete it. But yeah, that's pretty much deletes in a nutshell there. So yeah, you got some pros, but you got some pretty big cons as well. I guess you guys are going to have to decide yourself if you think it's worth it or not. I'm not going to tell you yes, do it, or no, don't do it. That is not on my shoulders. You guys can decide for yourself. I just wanted to make this video to kind of educate people more on what deletes are, what emission systems are, why they're good, why they're bad, kind of all that stuff. So again, if you guys are still unclear about things, ask in the comments. I will try my best to reply to everyone. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, if it helped you out, and please subscribe. It just helps the channel out so much. And if you want to be a super viewer, you can go check out darkirondiesel.com and order some merchandise. That would help out awesome. And follow me on Instagram at darkirondiesel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and we'll see you on the next video.